Welcome back, everybody. Just in time for summer, the Daisy Lounge has just opened in South Austin on Slaughter Lane. Patrick Nickel joins us to talk more about the cocktail bar and to show us a super refreshing seasonal beverage. We're happy to have him. Patrick, good morning.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you and I were just talking off camera. Daisy Lounge only in its 4th week. We are cutting edge as far as letting people know about what's new on the Austin bar scene. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Daisy Lounge, I mean, from the ground up, we really just wanted to design something that was going to be like intimate, low lit. We wanted to design something that was going to be, you know, cocktail forward, but also still have things that we're going to approach to other people. So there are some wines, there's some beer, and we have a killer mocktail program as well. So we're kind of really taking mostly the vibe seriously. Like we want to make sure that everybody feels warm, welcome, and open, and then take also some of like, you know, the accessibility out of cocktails, because I feel like for a while it was like, you know, the mustachioed bartender.
Yes, I know exactly.
And it was like one of those talking down about like, you know, the bourbons that you drink. No, we just are happy to hear you and happy to share our knowledge with you.
Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much for talking about it. And I want to point out the seating is small. So when we talk about intimate, it really is. So we'll talk about reservations or walk-ins in just a few minutes, but how many seats does this bar actually have?
It's 32,
32.
And we've only got space for about 3 larger parties. Like it's really designed to kind of be like 2 top sharing with like, you know, an intimate experience with like, you know, friends and like, you know, people close to you. So especially, yeah, we're encouraging reservations right now, but we do have some limited walk-in capability as well.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. I told you, hey, I'd like to hear more about your seasonal menu because here we are right at the start of summer. This is the time where new fresh flavors start coming in. Tell me a little bit about how you guys approach the menu.
Yeah, so we honestly just start by looking at what are the freshest things that we can get our hands on right now, and then how can we present them the best to our guests.
Wow.
So when it comes down to it, you know, we spend time picking out who we're going to source for our citrus, who we're going to source for our fruit, and then we try to make as much as we can in-house. I dehydrate my own citrus. I make the tahini from scratch.
I don't even know what goes into tahini from scratch. I'm pretty impressed by that. Okay, cool. Well, you brought 2 finished cocktails that you wanted to show us today that are part of that program,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Tell us what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, so the one to the right is going to be the Oaxacan soda. So the Oaxacan soda is going to be a mezcal-based cocktail. So it's going to be Vita Mezcal, it's going to be lime juice, and then I actually make, it's right in this container right here, it's a cucumber, tarragon, lemongrass, and ginger soda.
Ooh.
So it's got a good amount of snap to it. It really helps stand out to that, and the lemongrass really helps out some of those flavors that are going to be in the
And
mezcal.
this one looks healthy. Like I feel like I'm going to be brighter and sunnier inside for consuming this cocktail. What's that one?
Absolutely. So that's going to be a turmeric infused Gold Rush. It's called the Gold Hued Rush. And so what we do is we rapid infuse bourbon with turmeric, which is where that beautiful like golden color comes from.
I'm
And
gonna
it's going to be fresh lemon juice as well as honey.
That is delicious. That is so good. Okay,
you
and
so
I don't
much.
want to stop you from the fresh cocktail you've brought us today. What are you making for us?
So this cocktail is going to be called the Sodies. This is going to be in the Spritzer family of cocktails. So it's going to be topped up with bubbles. It's going to be kind of somewhere between a Tom Collins and then like your typical mule.
Okay.
But we have some fun with some of the seasonal flavors that go into there. So
Okay, great. Let's
do you want
get
me to
started. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, cool. So for this cocktail, I'm using Botanivore Gin. It's a gin by St. George. It's going to have flavors of juniper, but it's not going to be over the top. It is going to have a little bit of that, you know, familiar gin flavor, but you're also going to have bay leaf, citrus peel, some other things that are going to help to kind of amp up the other flavors in the cocktail without being too piney, too much like Grandpa's gin.
I know what you're talking about. I do love gin, though. All right, raspberry infused Lillet is one of your next options. What are you tossing in there?
So this is going to be just fresh lemon and lime juice. We use a combination because lemon is going to actually give it a little bit of bitterness to help kind of control some of the sweetness in the cocktail because there are a couple sweet ingredients, and then lime is going to provide acidity. So that way we've got a nice balance between the two.
Okay, great. Yeah, and then the Lillet, I want to make sure I ask about that because you guys put a lot of love into that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Lillet Rosé is going to be the base spirit that we work with, and then it is going to be a combination of raspberry puree. There's going to be some simple syrup that goes into there, and then we're going to use a little bit of lactic acid, which is going to help to kind of provide an additional pop on top of it.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds scary, but it's one of those, it's the same thing as citric acid or a lot of those other components where it's completely taken from nature, and so because of that, it's not any kind of a funky flavor. It just kind of helps bring out the brightness in the raspberries.
Well, and I'll say that color is absolutely fabulous, so I have a feeling that our cocktail is going to end up being kind of a shade of pink.
Absolutely. It might surprise you. It's going to be a little bit deeper of a hue. Like the red really kind of cuts through in a nice way. And then it's just a little bit of simple syrup that can be adjusted to taste, and it's going to be a half ounce of that. And then besides that, no, that's about it. Once we get into the glass, we're going to top it up with a little bit of Q ginger beer. I like Q a lot because it's got a very fresh ginger snap to it, but you also wind up with a nice amount of acid, and it, like I said, it helps to kind of control the sweetness that's in the rest of the drink when you combine all those things.
I am pretty impressed with this color, by the way. That's gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. That looks fantastic. And you're topping it with the fruit you dehydrated yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be a little bit of lemon peel. And we're just going to get a little sprig of this baby's breath right here.
Baby's breath. Lovely. This is something to treat yourself with, I tell you what. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. I love it. I mean, baby's breath is affordable. You can get it from the store and makes your cocktails look really fantastic. So you did bring up smaller seating. So what's the easiest way to join y'all?
So Tock is going to be our reservation platform that we're working with.
T-O-C-K.
T-O-C-K. It's an app that you can download on the App Store or the Google Store. And it's honestly super easy to work with. Like, I've worked with a bunch of different apps at this point, and I really like this one. It really gives us a nice control over, you know, being able to have a good communication level with the guests that we're seating. So if there's something special going on, we can try to do something special for you. And then also just, it doesn't sell your information or any of that, where you just start getting those random emails from places you've never heard of before. No, they are founded by restaurant people, and you can tell.
Okay, all right. On Talk or limited walk-ins. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, the Daisy Lounge is open just 3 days at this point, Thursday to Saturday, 5 p.m. to midnight. You can make reservations now through the Talk, T-O-C-K app.